Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better right now. Let me know if it's better. I think that's better. Let me know in the chat if that's better. Stop. Check your cogwheel and see if it's on 720p. And I don't know why my broadcast isn't in 1080p. I gotta check. I have to check my settings and see why I'm not. I should be streaming in 1080p and I'm not. That's better. Yeah, some big buyers just stepped in on the SPY. So this reversal that you see right here, bought right back up, no problem. They got it. There's some buyers stepped right in. Big buyers stepped in on 380s, 380C for the first, and then big buyers stepped in on on 630, 380C for the 30th and the first. In this quick rollover right here. Price target above 381 currently. And I'm long here. VIX is breaking down right now too. Should see a nice squeeze higher. VIX breaking down to that 2850 level. There's a giant gap that needs to be filled there as well. Should get a decent squeeze here. I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something here. Hold on here. See if I can show it. Can I? Oh, yeah. I want to show some gaps here. I'm going to bring this over here for you real quick. There's a giant gap. That needs to be filled. Right there. Giant gap. See it back here? Resting back on that. This is from yesterday. Remember that cross? So we'll see if we can get this breakdown below. If this gap gets filled down here, we should get some nice fat squeezing. Something right down there, right? That should lead to a decent squeeze in the SPY. I'm long calls right now, just as a heads up. I think we squeezed the 381.0. 383s are now up to $1.47. I'm put some stops in here. I got to stop at $1.40 on 383s. That doesn't mean you trade to 383. It means you trade to 381. You're just looking for the print on it. Changing my stops now to 150. Making some fat money here. This is where these huge buyers stepped in here. So you can see it right in here. Stepped in with calls as well. They bought, they're real money buyers and they were options buyers at the same time. 380Cs are now up to $3. On the day, those are up 350%. They started out the day at like 80 cents, I think, or not the day, but we started actually moving up, confirmed moving up. They're around 80 cents now at $3. Those are for the first banging calls. The June 30th 380Cs are $1.75. They were worth pennies this morning. So just cranking, making money. Good day to be making money. Second day of making money. Lost money on some overnight calls, but it doesn't matter. They're erased now. The kick-ass money making right now. Trading higher to the trap buyer zone. A little bit of a bid in the VIX currently. We'll get rid of this trap buyers now. We know that they're there. We know this is a point right here. We got a little bit of a tweezer movement here. This is usually signs of a reversal. You can take profit at this point. I'm gonna end up tagging profit here in just a second. It hasn't quite hit yet, but we'll see. We'll see if I get tagged out of this. Just be conscious of this tweezer movement, usually a sign of a reversal. Might see us come back down and test this channel to move back up. We'll find out real soon. I made some quick money on that trade. That was a good trade right there. Tweezer movement on the VIX as well. Yep, there I go. I just tagged out. That was a quick, nice movement. That was really nice. I like it. I'll put that box back up here so we can see what the end day target is above here. Maybe that does a better job, right? Yellow and green, I guess, instead of red. Green light, yellow light, stop light. Also didn't get a new high. Notice that one, 380.63, did not get the new high. I'm going to assume that all these trap buyers are selling out right now. We'll see if we get regain support. I'm going to put another. This is getting messy now. I'm going to move this one. I'm going to move up. Where are we at? 378.70. So we're going to move this box. Oh, hold on a second here. 378.70. Right about here. We're going to move this up to VWAP. We're going to see if this thing still has some legs on it or not. There it is right there. All right, I'm going to buy 30. I bought some more. I want to see us trade this 381. I want to see this hit. So I'm backing some calls again. It's a dangerous trade without a doubt. I know where I can buy more right down here. I know that this is it right here. This trend line, right? How y'all doing? Look on your own. Just go to Investopedia. You can look up tweezers, or just look up tweezer, and it'll tell you more. Good to see you in the chat there, James Rowland. Another day of making money. Good to see you, brother. No. So this move right here. This was at 1:15 when I came back from break. This move was giant. This is a huge move. It's a 30-point move right here. Monster. This is another monster move right here. This channel, right? This recovery and move up is a sign of bullishness, right? When we immediately reverse down here, I watched the options chain. A bunch of buyers stepped in on the options chain and in real money buying. So we had those two indicators here, right? Now we have to wash out these trap buyers here. We had just deleted this a few minutes ago. We have to wash out these trap buyers here and watch for a move higher. We also have a gap to fill in the VIX down below. So if you're watching the VIX real quick, this yellow area is a big giant fucking gap that needs to be filled. That means down, not up on the VIX. Let's take a walk around the market and see what's going on. We'll take a look at other small. Let's take a look at XLK as an example. Consolidation right here in XLK, right? We knew about this earlier today. We knew that we would try to refill this gap. We did. You're now seeing consolidation. This is bullish, believe it or not. XLF, same thing, right? Came up, closed the gap. Now we're looking for some consolidation. We'll actually now draw the line in down below. Make sure that shit is white. And we'll make sure that shit is not dotted. We'll make sure it's a thick ass size. How do you do thick ass size? There you go. Thick ass size on it. Just like that. This is bullish. Right? XLE not doing so well. We know that XLE recovery. We know that XLE should help and not help, right? If XLF and XLK are looking bullish, it's helpful, right? Look at XLV. Monster moves in XLV. Monster moves. Talked about this earlier today being a big bull flag. Just cranking XLV right now. Smashing. XLRE, same thing. XLR, same thing. XLB, not as good as we expect. But XLB has a gap to fill. XLB is still showing a bull flag now. Starting to form a big bull flag, right? This is pretty nice, actually. I like this right here. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like it. Would like to see it maybe come down a little bit more and then snap that gap. One more quick push up higher. So look at that break right now going on the VIX. If VIX can break this cross from yesterday, this is going to be a huge push for the SPY. So we're going to see what's going on here. So we can get that oomph in here and crank up to 381. There are the sellers above 380.84, 380.46. They're hiding up in here right now, right? They're sneaking around up in here trying to tell you no. But we do have a gap to fill, so there could be a nice fat squeeze coming up. We'll see what happens. Hey, Brad, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you, my man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a break now. We got a break going on of the a little bit more quick room. Yeah, we're fine right now. See what's going on here. We're gonna take this one right here. We're gonna turn this one white. Make it small. See if that one holds up or not. If it breaks through. I would love some watermelon. Thank you, Lovey. One's plenty. Thank you. Sorry about that. Hold on. I'm going to mute this real quick while I pound a watermelon. A lot of pressure right now on the market. See all these red balls right now. A lot of pressure coming into the market. VIX keeps dropping. I'll bring up the VIX real quick again. See if you can start to break through right here. If we can get a break right here and start to fill this gap. If we can get a break right here. Totally silently pounding the watermelon. Oh yeah, Paul Siska's bringing up TLT. If you buy your T-bills, you better be buying your fucking TLT as well. Nice fat long leaps on TLT. Let's push this up. Don't fail me now. I try to make it fail for sure. They don't want to see 381. Brad, today I haven't had bourbon in a while, so we're having cocktails today, leading up into the 4th of July. So cheers to any of you joining us right now. Happy 4th of July. Cheers to anybody out there.
So the US says China's actions undermining freedoms in Hong Kong.
I'm long right
so that's
now.
the US there saying that China's actions are undermining freedoms in Hong Kong.
I haven't been trading at all. 0 dates, 1 dates, 2 dates. I guess as we're leading to the end of the week, I am now, but I'm still trading July 1st options. They've had like the safest win to loss ratio for me this week specifically. Deltas have been better. So I'm on 383 C's. They're now at $1.53. They're just cranking right now. I'm just fucking plumbing away. Move my limits, my limit on this to $1.40. Hold on, I fucked that up. Sometimes I put this shit in, it doesn't actually go through. Scams on me. The big bid's in on 380C on July 1st and July 30th. Price target above is 381 tentatively. Hopefully get a squeeze into the close to 383. We always hope to have that stuff. Oh, I tagged out. Okay. I got told no. That's okay. I made a quick 20 cents. I'll take it. I'll take the 20 cents. See a little bit of reversal on the VIX right now. VIX is like, I don't want to close the rest of that gap. You're not getting that gap closure. So if we do get any failure here, where are we looking for, right? For a dip to buy. If you're not in anything right now, you're looking for a dip to buy. I want you to see this orange line left hand side of my screen. Watch my cursor. There's a VWAP right here. I want you to see down below where this VWAP is, right? See this red line that shows up? See all these sellers that are entering in right now? Some pressure on the market. So if you watch my cursor on the left now, we're going to look for this little tiny white line to break. And then again, this big yellow line right here to break. If it breaks, we know where the buy zone is down below. So we're looking for that. Look down here. You can see the sellers in force coming in right now. The circle that I'm making right now. So there's a little bit of risk right here. And the VIX is catching a bid right now, so we're going to pay attention to this. I was stopped out of some calls earlier, so we'll see what happens here. I know it looks small on the screen, but this is a fucking beautiful move. And this is a beautiful move right here, too. So I'm paying attention here. Lots of SPY buyers stepping in as well. This is What was that? 207. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy some. Right, I'm gonna jump back in again. I'm gonna make this smaller though. I'm only gonna go with 25 contracts. I'm gonna be looking to buy 383. Let me see if I can get a decent price on this. Okay, so $30, $29. I'm gonna look to see. Watch my cursor. Watch the cursor. I might actually make it more than 25 contracts right now because this could be delicious. Let's take a look here and see where support is. 377.95. Man, right here too. 377.95. Right here. Right here. 377.95. What's this? 378.03. 378.03. Oh man, I really want this. I'll bring this over. 378.03. Where are they at? Right here, 378.54. Right there. I want this bad. There we go. Another pincer move. Real bad. I want that trade. All right. It's $1.36. So I'm in for $1.36. This is dangerous. Just see it. Just a heads up. Nice calls coming in the Qs right now. Nice calls coming in the SPY right now. It's not really showing up here. 380.57. Yeah, I think we're squeezing. Keep going, baby. Keep pushing. Do daddy. Do it. Do it. Push up. Let's make sure that this stuff's still on here. Nope, I haven't heard any news. Right now, I've got no stop loss on this trade, so I didn't move higher. So right now, I'm looking for a break of this yellow trend line right here. If I don't break this trend line, I'm going to stay in the trade. I might even buy slightly lower here. I really want to see some capitulation to not be trading this. But when we start moving up, I'll put a stop loss on it. So what I'll do is manually get out of the trade if we start to fail here. We commonly do fail here. I'm not saying, I think that we do fail here oftentimes. So I got my finger on the trigger to sell. That's the only way that you can do this right now. We'll extend this a little bit farther. Right now it's maintaining trend. So I'm not as concerned right now. But still sellers coming in. Sellers are there for sure. So we'll see what happens there. Well, I think I've been stopped out twice today. Big gains on both, but unrealized gains were much larger. Give me that big money, baby. Give me that big money. If you're just joining us, if you're new to the stream and it's lagging for you in time, always remember to go back to the cog in the description of the video, and you'll click on that cog, and you can speed up the video. You should be then be in real time. YouTube delays the videos by up to 15 seconds. I'll sound like a weirdo. Just increase the playback speed. It'll eventually become normal again. I'll sound like a weirdo, and then you'll have me in real time if you're trying to trade along with me. I think we streamed 2 days in a row here. Been making money both days. Serious money. 300% each day. And I'll be here live streaming tomorrow with you as well. I'm going to try to be live streaming a little bit more frequently than I have been. I haven't gone into too much detail as to why I have not been live streaming. It's more to do with time available and the cost to me and all that kind of stuff. And I got to do a bunch of renovations and stupid shit like that. But my wife's yelling at me. She shows me doing hard work. She loves me. She wants me to do less work. So no more working on my house. Although I did wake up this morning at 4 a.m. and do some housework. But she cuddled me, which was kind of nice. It's weird how that happened. That interplay was weird. So I'm still sitting here in some calls. Price target above 381. 383 was up there earlier. It's not showing itself now. Supply has come down at this point. 380.50. Let's take a look at this one right here. 380.40. So it might raise that up. Now this was trapped sellers, so it's raised up a little bit. This price target above. Let's see if we can. I don't know how to make it smaller right now. 382-ish. So it's come down a little bit. Price targets above is still this 383. Still the price target above here. But we're gonna lower this down because you can kind of see this here. 382.12. 382.7 right here, somewhere in here for right now. 381 is the start of it. 380.45 we have right here. This was trapped sellers. This is the next level we'll be looking for. You know, one of the other things I don't do here when we're trading is that I'm not watching real-time like market news, which I should be. VIX is catching a bit again. Yeah, I'll be here next week, bro. You guys like making money? You strapped in? Hells yes. Yeah, we're just sitting here waiting, see what's going to happen. Time's starting to waste, which is good. It's 2:19 in the afternoon. Means we have 41 minutes left until power hour. We know how fucking power hour goes. Now it is end of quarter, so you could get more power hour. I'll be here, Winky brother. I know, dude, I love all you. I want all you guys to know out there. I want women, men, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're them. I don't care how you identify yourself. I love making money, and I love making money with you guys, too. I want you guys to all know that out there. Don't be listening to fucking Twitter faders and all that kind of shit. Those guys don't trade, dude. I promise you. 100% they don't trade. I know they don't fucking trade. They bitch and moan. Dude, I don't have the time to be on fucking Twitter all day long, fucking reading everybody's posts and all that kind of stupid shit. I don't know how they would have the time. That goes a lot for the sub-sellers, too. You can't, if you're like, honestly, that person, it's so much work involved in that stuff. There's no fucking way that you're fucking GI fucking Joe and fucking GI husband and GI wife and GI fucking Twitter commenter and fucking all that stupid nonsense. I'm not going to go into a rant. I will later, but another time. I did it yesterday plenty. I spoke my piece yesterday. So yeah, I'll be here for you guys. I feel bad when I'm not here trading with you guys because it's you got, or it's tough to comment on Twitter about the trades that you're in, how you're getting out of the trades, how you're getting long in the trades, short in the trades, that kind of stuff. It's hard to show hindsight trading. So people always question, or people are always on Twitter specifically being like, this is bad or that's bad or whatever, but they don't trade. There's no way to get on Twitter and be like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Well, we're here right now doing it every day. We do it live right now. We did it live yesterday. Yesterday was a sideways trading day, and we made just as much money yesterday as today. It doesn't matter if it's going up or going down. We'll make money. So I'll be here on Wednesday. I'll promise I'll be here at some point on Tuesday. Tuesday I can't guarantee it. Wednesday I promise. Well, I'm still sitting here in these fucking calls. We're not doing anything right now. I feel like I just want to get out of these calls and just wait. And then we get a fucking explosive move either way. I might get out of them. I'm being lazy here. I'm being totally fucking lazy. I want the move. I don't want like the sitting around here fucking around. Yeah, I'm not pulling the plug just yet. But I'm gonna pull the plug at some point here. Next like 3 to 5 minutes. So we've got 40 minutes left until power hour. Let's talk about I was talking about that and then I got off on a tangent. So power hour, most days of the week we know it's a sell. Today, it's end of quarter. We're going to expect to squeeze up higher. Trader psychology says that people will take it long to squeeze the close. Does that happen end of quarter? We have this one other thing to talk about here. We've been referencing this all day long. We're going to look back on it right now again. So you have, and this is some key things, another key thing I want to talk about here. You have all these puts expiring. Most of the fuel from that's probably already taken place today. You have a little bit of a bump again for the first on Friday. Tomorrow, you might get a little bit another like cocaine fueled run. Not as good. The question becomes: have we ran out of fuel for the rest of today or not? If we sell off into the close, though, right at 3 p.m., if we were to sell off into the close, I would expect some fuel tomorrow or overnight as we grow closer. Now, on this same chart, I want you to pay attention to July 15th, okay? You saw those SPY and Tesla puts come in today, right? Now, it's going to add to this put pile here in 715. Now, you see this wasn't as bad and we still went down. There's a fair chance we're going to trade down into that date. We could have a run. I want you to look at this. Unless something else changes in the future, right? This map will change or this chart will change, but we could have a run into September. But with this sitting here, right, we could trade down into that in early July or trade down into this after mid-July. Just keep this on your plate as we go forward. That you could possibly end up looking for rehedging again into July, either early for a target of early July or late July. That would mean you would buy some putback spreads dated for mid-August, ratio spreads mid-August for lower lows. We talked about the weekly moving average. We know that it's down in that 350 zone. We've talked specifically and posted ad nauseum of some trades against Tesla, trades against Apple, trades against Apple, Tesla, and SPY heading into the month of July. Just be conscious of that as we head into. Let me get out of this rant. Move this up higher so you can see where we're at. See the VWAP down below coming up to this big green buy box. So the key being is that you need to be strategically looking towards, hey, we're at end of quarter, right? You as an investor, a trader, or a bear, whatever it is you are, as an abominable snowman, whatever you are out there, it doesn't matter. So even though we're at 380 and you think, yeah, this is huge, I want you to know that more than likely the put wall is going to, like they said this morning, the put wall is going to move from 370 probably down to 360. and can probably move lower to 350 or even lower. I want you to be aware of that as we come into July. I want you to be aware that you can put some putback spreads on down to 350 or even lower. If we test 350 or if we test lower to 320, those will pay dividends for you. Let's say we have a break of the market in July and you had some 320s. They would pay stupid money, even here at 380. Even if we trade up to 400, they're going to pay stupid money. So just consider that in the coming week from now into, let's say, the first week of July of putting on a hedge. Now, if you were to just buy fucking puts for fucking mid-August, I would highly not recommend that. But if you put some putback spreads on, some ratio spreads, and we do continue to trade down into July or end of July, and you dated them into August so that you could pass that bag off to someone else, I would consider that if I were you. And that way, when you trade, if we trade down there, you could hand them off. Also, know those trades either make you a tiny bit of money if we go up, they make a ton of money if we go down. They cost at the end. The end net is you don't lose anything unless we're to trade sideways. But we know we haven't been trading sideways since January 1. So they eventually print pretty decent. Make sure you have those on so that if you do lose money trading, if you do lose money day trading or whatever, that you have some way to recover. Oh yeah, look at that nice squeeze, right back. Nice squeeze, nice buyers stepping in. I'm still long, by the way. I haven't touched anything. So I'm still long. Haven't sold anything now. On this trade, I haven't sold. On this trade right here, not this one's done. This trade right here, I haven't touched a thing. So I'm still sitting here waiting to see what happens at the end of the day. I think we do squeeze up, or my take is that we squeeze up into the close. I don't want to miss the squeeze higher at this point. I'm not willing to cut losses unless we break VWAP maybe. We break VWAP, something like that. I'm looking at VIX right now. VIX looks bearish to me, not bullish. This looks like another break lower into the close. We'll take a walk around the neighborhood and see what's going on. XLK. This is all nice right here, watching this stuff right here. This looks like it's forming some kind of a base for a move into the close. It can look bearish to some people, I guess. I'd be looking to buy this VWAP line if we trade down here at any point. Same area, right? We were charting this early this morning, right? We knew where it was coming early this morning. XLE is falling off right now. I do want to buy XLE at 65 if I can. I was in an XLE trade into Tuesday. I think it was end of day Tuesday. I could be wrong. It was end of day Tuesday. I sold that trade. And yeah, so this is Monday, right? Yeah, end of day. I sold this right here. I got greedy like on no, this is Monday, Tuesday. I sold this trade right here. Sold it right here. I wish I had held it here and I didn't, but whatever, fuck it. It's been trading lower since. I think last week I gave you a price target of $65 down way down here, $65. So we'll see if XLE gets there to $65. XLV, beautiful, absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Same thing going on with XLRE. Another good day. I wouldn't take this trade personally. I don't like I don't like real estate trades right now. Even I'm in real estate. No fucking way. XLI. I like XLI, but not as much as XLB. I like XLB here, man. This is so setting up. This is gorgeous. Remember hindsight trading? I'm going to tell you about hindsight trade. This is not hindsight trading. I love this trade right here. This is a great trade. Ooh, I like that trade too. XLY. That one's looking that's teasing me too. I like XLY here. XLP. Yeah. XLU. We broke above. This was bullish. NDX forming some kind of a base. We don't want to see this right here. We don't want to see this kind of a move right here, do we? This has been our story, right? Consolidate, boom, drop. Consolidate, boom, drop into the close. That's some nasty shit right there. That's the difference between a bull market and a bear market. Every time we get some consolidation, we fucking boom straight back down. End of quarter, I'm gonna roll the dice and say we go up here into the bell and even possibly into early next week. Possible. Hold on a second, let me close that up. Take a look at IWM. Oh God, I don't even want to look at IWM. I love IWM right now. You can see this yesterday, right? How this came into play yesterday. We ended up selling this direct off. You see some nastiness. It's 2:31. We're going to talk about this real quick too. So, yesterday, if you play the game as they're playing it, what are you going to see, right? You're going to see you come in here and boom, you come down here. Can you buy that though and make your money back during the day? Possibly. I'm going to still take this risk once again into the close for tomorrow, or for at least close today. If we trade up here today, if we were to trade, today.
So NYMEX WTI crude oil futures settled at $105.76 a barrel, down $4.02 or 3.66%.
Normal market, this would be very bullish and a move higher and a break out of this channel. It's possible. It's possible though that we break out of that. We hit this, and we break out of this overnight, and then roll it down into 4th of July. That makes sense too because everyone wants out of the market.
NYMEX gasoline July futures settled at $3.64 a gallon.
Be aware. I want you to be aware that people close themselves out on Friday into 4th of July. Tomorrow, I would expect weakness into the close tomorrow at some point. We might get the retail
diesel
traders.
July futures settled at $3.89 a gallon.
That could pump it up. That happens too. So you got to think about all these things as we move forward. My trade for today, though, for the end of the day, is this move right here, right into that close. I want to see that close, that strong window dressing, that end of quarter close. I want to see it tomorrow into the close. That's what I'm looking for. So we're sitting here in that same fucking line right here. Same fucking line. Let's look above and see if any more. It's at 383.97. Ooh. I don't think we get there, though. We have some runway running out as we get into the bell as well. It's 2:33, half an hour left until the end of the day. I hate taking longs into the day. Once we hit power hour, we like as bulls we flinch whenever we come into power hour. Like, fuck that, I'm out of here. Take a look at Tesla right now. It's a good place to buy Tesla. 678 a bounce. Same area of volatility above. Price target above 700. Nice little bounce down below at 678. 660 there. 650, baby. I'm long right now. Yeah, this chart that I had up of XLE, of oil, not really oil, but XLE. On a different computer over here, I've got it charted out.
Settled at $5.42.
I don't like oil right now. Well, I do like oil. And gas.
This stream is sponsored by TickStrike.
Well, I like oil.
TickStrike allows you to actually hear order flow in futures, forex, and stock instruments. Get a free trial at tickstrike.com.
I love oil for plastics and lubricants. I love it for vehicles that have to work in extreme conditions. But for like Joe and Mary on the street, probably not. I like gas to an extent too, but that's the one view, right? Then you get the other view of making money. I love gas and oil in the long term, hate it in the short term. I had a huge argument about this a year ago on Twitter, like a flame war. During when, or 2 years, whenever Biden was elected, people were like, how can you like oil and gas right now? And I was like, well, I fucking hated it when Republicans were in power because it's going to be cheap. So it's going to get more expensive when Democrats are in power, which is, I know, awkward penguin. That's what it is. So in terms of making money, I do overall like it still. Although I think it comes down at least $65, or an XLE at least, depending on which chart you're looking at, light sweet crude or whatever. I'm gonna tag out here. I think I'm gonna tag out here. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna tag out right here. So I think I'm gonna tag out of calls. I'm gonna be looking for a lower dip at VWAP or slightly below. I'm gonna be looking for. I want to catch a dip down here. Take a look here. Give me just a second. And I'm out. I want to catch a dip. I'm tired of sitting here in this consolidation. I don't be fucking around with this stuff. Yeah, I want to catch this. I want to catch this down here. I want to catch this white line over here is VWAP. If we break above this white line, I'll jump back in, but I don't want to. I'm not messing around with this stuff. Let's see if we can see if we can sell some shit. I want to buy this VWAP, to be honest with you. I've been sitting here for at least half an hour and some calls. Now 2:38, 20 minutes left. Hold on, let me go. Sorry, I missed the chat. Let me look at the chat real quick. Okay. Yeah, I go over this often. I've traded ES mini. I've never traded the ES. I've traded ES mini, SPX, SPY. I invest and buy stocks when it's appropriate. I used to be a swing trader when it was appropriate. It's all contextual. So my live streams are focused upon the live streams specifically. I trade spreads. I trade anything. These live streams specifically are geared towards day trading, day in, day out, the SPY, the actual SPY. This is where right now in time I make a lot of money. More money than ES, believe it or not. Way more money than ES. People like trading SPX. I get it for the tax implications. They like the consistency of it. It's a very fast to trade SPY. Day trading SPY with 0 dates, 1 dates, 3 dates, all very, very difficult. Oh man, I want this so bad. So yeah, I trade the SPY. I trade Tesla. My stock that I trade IWM. I trade Qs. Just right now, this is what I've been trading on live stream. Hey Jeff, how are you doing? You guys, some of you guys know me some of you guys have known me for years, know that I own stock over time. I trade spreads, I trade weeklies, monthlies, 3-month trades. But you guys, most of your exposure to me is day trading the SPY. I need to make videos. I still haven't. Like, there's a lot of stuff. We talk about this sometimes. Anybody that's new that's following, you know what's new that's following right now? If you haven't followed me or watched the show before, go down to the COG and hit the faster button to speed up the live stream, and you'll be real time with me. YouTube slows the stream, every live stream down by about 15 seconds so that you can trade along with me. NFA. No, I don't have to. So the reason I don't bother with Twitter too much. You guys notice that I never make comments on Twitter to people. I don't really bitch at people. I don't really care about what people are doing, or I don't give a flying fuck what people that like say I suck or whatever say. I don't really care because I live stream my trades live every day. They're all hindsight traders, or they aren't trading at all. They're nobody. They literally are nobody. And sub sellers don't have the time to be trading, so they'll just pontificate above. Hope we can get that VWAP by. Yeah, so we talk about this. This is like, any long-time listeners don't want to hear these stories. They hear them all the time, so I'm not going to entertain them right now. But if you are following along, you'll hear me rant or rave at certain points in these live streams. I am a perma-fucking bull, Tom. Always. Always. More rants. Go off, Kev. You guys want me to go off? I'll go off in a fucking rant. Put your earphones on. Hide your husbands and your sons. Put them all away. Let's talk about a few things, okay? We'll talk about a few things. You guys want to talk about some shit? I like that double right there. I like that right there, that reversal. Okay, so we're into the end of the day. There's a couple things. I want you to know that anybody that's selling subs out there, right? They have to have an out. So you'll never get an out from me. I'll always tell you where I'm at, what I'm doing, and
Brent crude futures set at $114.81 a barrel, down $1.45 or 1.25%.
Always. You'll always get me taking where we're going tomorrow before the end of the close that day. You're going to get mistakes, not mistakes, but just going to get wrong calls there. Anyone that's followed me for a long time knows that most of my calls
EU
are anywhere.
Council says EU countries and EU lawmakers agree on rules to curb acquisitions and bids for public contracts by subsidized foreign companies.
At a high rate of success, sometimes up as high as 90%, sometimes as low as 50%, but never lower. My average is about 70 to 90% of the time making right calls. I trade this stuff live on YouTube, so I want you guys to understand that. I want you guys to understand out there. Hold on, I gotta take a look at this down here. So you've broken this support down below down here, right? So we're now at the next level. I want to see if that holds. So I want you guys to understand that your sub-sellers don't have the time to do this stuff. You got people that pontificate on Twitter. You got people on Twitter that are just trying to get a job somewhere, believe it or not. You got people on Twitter that are in college or university. You might not even know that about the age of some of these people. Some of these people just fucking around sitting at a desk all day long. They're making fees. You and I, as a retail trader out there trying to make a living or retirement or a nest egg or a better life, whatever it is, you have to be very conscious, not be gullible to who those people are in this world, and especially when it comes to making money. Very important thing, right? Making money. And so when you see someone on Twitter that's commenting saying that guy sucks or that woman sucks, whatever it is, right? Those people are never, ever live trading on YouTube. They're not fucking live trading on Twitter. They don't tell you about limit stops on options. They don't tell you that you can exit a trade as it's going up whatever the fuck you want if it goes the wrong way. They don't tell you that stuff. And it's hard to make those comments on Twitter unless they're not really a part of it. It's more of just rage, spite, anger, or whatever. And so that's fine. When there's people do that stuff, you just ignore them. Now, for me personally, the reason I don't often comment on posts that I make or whatever, or go back and fight with people, is because I don't have the time to do that. I got a house, I got a wife, I got kids. Day trading every single day to make money, right? I'm watching the market every single day. All those kind of things I'm trying to do, and then I'm trying to like push information out. So it's hard to have something that's like timely, but then at the same time you're like, well, I sold for profit here, or I did that here. Yesterday, we went through some of my tweets yesterday. They're all gold. This whole week it's been gold. But at the same time, I can't hold your hand. I can't like fly where you live, press the buy button and the sell button, all that kind of stuff. And I should be here. We're live streaming more often because it is helpful. When I had people that helped me trade or learn how to trade, it was very helpful to me. Look at that nice tag at 377. I'm going to buy that. Hold on. I'm going to go to the 30th here instead of the 1st. Okay, so 380Cs on today, June 30th. They're 48 cents, 49 cents. Give me a second here. I fucking hate fucking... Every time I have to fucking buy some shit on Tasty, it's fucking like tap, 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 tap. And I'm missing the trade. Okay, so 50 contracts on 380C. They're 50 cents. We'll see where it goes right there. I'm over here ranting and raving. I'm not watching my own fucking levels down here. Tag above, the close that I'm looking for, believe it or not, is 381. Looks like sellers have come down. Now, this is a sell program, believe it or not, but I'm in some calls right here. So this 381 that was above here earlier is now lower. They're trying to tell us that there's pressure down here, right? That they don't want us to move above this level here. And so we're going to start to either squeeze higher or squeeze lower. We're going to take a look real quick at the VIX. We're going to take a look around the market and see what's going on. But I want to buy this right here. I like this bump right here. I'm willing to stay in this trade for a little bit. We're going to look at the options flow real quick. We want to make sure, the one thing we're watching for here, so I want to make sure that no heavy, the one killer here, if you're a bull or buying calls here, is if we get slammed with any kind of hedging heading into the close, could be bad. I have my eyes over here on, I'm going to delete this real quick, but there's still this giant gap that hasn't been filled on VIX. Starting to roll it over. I'd really want to see this break of this cross from yesterday. I'd really like to see something like this. Hold on, let me clear this out. It's from a different chart. I'd really like to see this move down, and then this kind of a thing into the close. And this is exaggerated right now, but you get my point, right? For today, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I think, not financial advice. I can't believe I have to say that stupid shit. Right? So I'm looking for this move higher. This yellow box that I moved down, I still believe we move up from here. I believe this is the squeeze fuel. Look at that giant green bar right there. Look at that giant monster bar. Look at that green fucking bar right there. They bought it. So my take is that we trade up into here into this close. If we don't, I'm not as well. There's different options for tomorrow. Depending on what happens, right? We already talked about that stuff, what happens tomorrow. But I bought this right here. So we're going to take a look around the market real quick and see what it looks like is going to happen. XLK, right? What's XLK doing, right? We got a gap above still, right? It's that gray area above. Got a nice, beautiful little bull flag forming. I don't know what the fuck you're looking for. So we did this trade earlier. We'll get rid of that. I don't know what you're looking for a trade higher into the close, but this looks juicy. Looks juicy to me. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know if you think this looks bearish. Look at XLF. Same kind of a fucking story, right? We'll delete this one from earlier, and we'll start setting this next one up. So I'm looking at this over here, and I'm saying, yeah, XLF, big driver of the S&P 500. What is this one doing, right? This one's kind of showing me it wants to go up. Could get a little bit weak down to this VWAP. We could even dip below. There could be like a little reversal, but then that move higher, it's looking bullish to me. I don't know what else I have to go on. I'm not fucking Jamie Dimon's fucking dick sucker. You know, I don't know. It's 2:50. We got 10 minutes left. Could see some weakness at 3 o'clock and then a push higher. We're gonna look at XLE, right? XLE is forming a fucking bull flag. This is another reason to get bullish, believe it or not. You see this at the same time, right? Even if there's a little bit of weakness down below, that's looking bullish into the close. So, I mean, if you're going to take risk on this market, do you want to see XLE trade? Do you want to see fucking into the close XLE doing this? Fuck no, because that's leading to that right there, right? That's a bear flag, right? So just classic trading principles. What does it look like? It looks fucking bullish. XLV, not so much. They already took their profit and they're going to run. But that's kind of a bull flag forming over there too, isn't it? Another little fucking ultra fucking bull flag over here on XLV, believe it or not. Which I love XLV right now, by the way. So, you know, for bullish of bullish, XLV's looking fucking kind of bullish heading into the close. XLRE's looking kind of bullish into the close. XLI is looking kind of bullish into the close. Surprise, surprise, XLB, right? Look at XLB over time over 5 days. Looking kind of fucking bullish, right? Got this beautiful flag going down here. Bang, consolidate, rip higher into the close. I don't know what happens in a 4 p.m. I have no fucking idea. You don't either. But I'll sure as shit tell you what. It's looking mighty fucking bullish overall. It really is. So we're going to see what happens here. Coming into the VWAP test one time. 377.06. We're going to see what happens here. See if we break VWAP or if we go higher. Take a look here and see what happens. 377.67 or 87, right in that bottom of that green box that we've been tracking all day long. All afternoon we've been tracking this. We'll see what happens. See if we get the roll or if we sell. I'm watching all this right now. Same thing going on with XLU. Same trade. We're looking at XLU earlier today. XLU had that bullish move higher, retesting this low right now. So we're going to see if we stick around, if we blast higher from here, or if we capitulate and start to trade lower into the close. This is kind of the area where you want to have a stop loss. If you follow my cursor right here on the left-hand side, if you're a bull and want to buy somewhere, it's somewhere in here. I bought this right here. We're going to see if this sticks around and holds or if it begins to sell off. If it begins to sell off into the close, then I will cut my losses. But for right now, this is the buy zone, and we'll see if we can trade this into the close. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you're let me know if you're in the comments and you're bullish or bearish here. Just post sell the close or buy the close. Sell close, buy close. Keep it short. Sell close, buy close. And I just bought the close. With 2:54, 6 minutes left. Always a gamble here with the 1 hour, the power hour, the sour hour for some. Oh, bag holder Bobby, good to see you in the house, bro. Everton, good to see you in the house. I haven't seen a bunch of you guys. John, good to see you. Levan. CSM Jazz is here too. Botulin's here. Edison Carter, James. Dude, a whole bunch of you in here. Pistons in here. Abraham's in here.
It says EU countries and EU lawmakers
like agree on rules
to curb acquisitions and bids for public contracts by subsidized
all
foreign
kinds of
companies.
old school motherfuckers in here. I just said that too. I shouldn't have swore. Biggie's in here. Your wife's boyfriend's in here. San's in here. What's up, San? How you doing? Good. I saw you earlier, but good to see you. Dan Brislin's in here. Hells yes. I got no hedge. So my take on this is I don't know how to explain this to you guys. Do you guys know what a limit sell is? You just put a limit. If you buy something for $1, you say I'm gonna sell it at 80 cents. If it goes up to $1.20 and you bought it at $1, you raise your limit sell to $1.10. If it goes to $1.30, you raise it to $1.20. You guys all know how to do that, right? So if you get stopped out of something, sometimes it's a fishing expedition, you can get right back in. But there's no reason for you to ever be losing a ton of money. Tom Pacheco's in there. Who else is out there? Whole bunch of crazies. Cheers to everybody that's joining us right now. 213 viewers. Hell yeah. Dylan, give me the peace sign. 2:56, 4 minutes left. Let's get a face ripper here. Back to break even right now. Good to see you, Paul, too, today. Starting to make money. Here we go, making money again. Like and subscribe, yeah, definitely. Please click the like button. I appreciate it. I don't have a sell, sir. I don't sell anything to anybody out there. So if there's anybody you should be fucking giving us a like to, please give it to me. If you hate me, please give me a like button. just be a kind person. If you want to help support the channel, please do. I always appreciate that. Anyone that helps to support the channel, you're the people that make this channel even come back to life every time we do a live stream. So I appreciate that. There's a donate button down in the description of the YouTube channel. There's also a donate button on my I think it's a pinned tweet or my profile on Twitter, on Jim James and on Jim James and on at Captain's Alpha. Join us in Discord. Join us on at Captain's Alpha. Nothing's behind a paywall. You'll never ever get any emails from me requesting money from you. You'll never ever get me like begging for money from you behind the scenes. You'll never, if you're a woman out there, you'll never get, if you're a man out there that thinks I'm going to come and try to get nudes, I won't. If you're a woman that thinks that you're afraid of men that'll do nasty shit that people do in social media, don't do any of that shit. You'll never see me do any of that stuff. The only thing I'll do is I have a few guys out there that I'll drunk dial at 3 a.m. I'm not going to name names, but that's more just shit talking at 3 a.m. So we'll see if we can break through this or not. If we don't break through this area, it's kind of the do or die for the bulls. This whole green box, been tracking this green box all day long, this buy box. It's kind of the place, right? If you're a bull, you got this kind of like do or die here. If you don't do this do or die here, you guys want to look and see what the next stop would be? Because it's ugly. It's definitely ugly. You're probably looking, if we sell off that green box, you're probably going to be looking at 374.62, 372.87. Pretty steep sell-off right now if we sell this box. So you're looking for some really, really low lows. Really, it's like Sally by the seashore. Really, really, really low lows. So I'm gonna hold this trade. If we do break this box right here, you guys want to know how to see that, how that happens? I'll show it to you right here. You're gonna get, if you want to get bearish here, you're gonna look at that shit. If you want to get bearish here to the close, you do want to see a break, right? Some kind of confirmation, and then the move down. And that I moved this line earlier, but that's S1. I moved this up because I didn't want to make more lines. So then you got another one down his previous low. Oh, you do want to see that rejection. Until you see that rejection on a larger scale.
So this is just building on an earlier headline that we put out about FTX closing in on a deal to buy BlockFi for 25 million. The BlockFi CEO has just made a comment here. Says, I can confirm that we aren't being sold for 25 million.
Oh, Jesus. I can't confirm. One other thing to take note of today being end of quarter is they could. There's also that chance that they'll pin it into the close. It's possible they'll try to pin this right in the close, but remember, as we said earlier, we've got all these puts that are coming off into the bell today. Okay, you got all these puts right here that are going bye-bye, and we should get a little rip from that. Hopefully, we get a little rip from that into the bell. Theoretically. I have to preface that with theoretically we should get a fat rip into the bell. with all those puts going.
So again,
out.
just building on the earlier EU headlines, the EU backs rules to put brakes on foreign state-funded takeovers. European Parliament lawmakers saying the deal on law was agreed.
Jeff, I loved your nudes, bro. I love your nudes. I just didn't want everybody else to know. Vic's still catching a bid right now, too. Vic's still climbing. Want to see a rejection on the VIX up here. Want to see a rejection at 29.34. We'll see what happens. Profits loading is making a good comment saying death cross loading on ES. 1 hour. Check past reactions to this. 6.9 was the last time this happened. Do you think volume will be low tomorrow given it's a holiday weekend? Usually on holiday weekends, of course, Winky can testify to this. I'll fucking tell you what, if you're listening to me right now, right, most fucking holidays, the retail runs the fucking house. And they run this shit. So you know, there are more retail bulls than retail bears. I don't know if you know this or not. In retail, usually, it's like a fucking animal house. They fucking just run shit up. They just run it up. They run it up. They run it up dirty. And this is the first holiday I've seen in a long time, even in a bear market, that retail has not run up the stock market. The parents are still here. There's like an old, dirty, fat white guy with greasy palms sitting in a 90-degree room in fucking Charleston in a steakhouse, right? And he's just finished playing golf down south at Kiwa Island or something. And he's got like the FaceTime going, and he's got the grip on this fat old phone, this like red phone. And he's like, I gotta get my fucking put spreads for JPM to print. So, you know, there's this like wag the dog thing that's going on right now. And at the moment that fat old white guy puts that phone down, retail should take over and run it up. Now, do they run it up tomorrow? I have no fucking idea. But supposedly there's a big fat white greasy hand on the phone right now saying no. Usually we get to run it up into end of month, end of quarter specifically, and dude, a holiday, 4th of July. What do you do? This is like a real weird thing, but what do? You commit. What are you gonna do? You're gonna call your fucking broker and say what the fuck. And I'll tell you what, we're getting close to that point where your broker tells you, don't worry, I shorted the market, or that shit doesn't fly. You want to go home to your wife and your kids and your uncle and your friend and your father-in-law that you hate and be like, oh, yeah, I bought this and I bought oil and gas and whatever. You know, you want some window dressing on the quarter, and we're not getting it. They're not giving it to us. You're not getting any window dressing this quarter. So, you know, that's what it is. Hopefully the old man prints his fat pup money, and we get to run this up tomorrow before the end for the weekend. Still sitting here just grinding right now. 304, no definitive move. Got the VIX still moving up, no moves in the stock market. Not watching any kind of flow coming in. Any kind of meaningful flow coming in right now. You can actually see down the bottom left-hand of the screen that there's no meaningful flow coming in. If you wanted to pay attention to something in the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you want to be paying attention to any kind of nasty hedges coming in, either red or green. If you see green hedging coming in, it should be good. If you see any kind of like just nasty red $1 million hedges come in, be wary of that. It should make the market weak briefly. You'll see a market reversal. You're watching the VIX catch a bid, but yet it's in contango, so you're not getting that reversal that you're looking for as a bear currently. We're still in this cross right now. Just pay attention to this cross. You can see this cross here as it's developing. I don't know if I can do this like this, but if I can show you this. If you follow my cursor, you want to see this cross get above here. You don't want to see this cross. You don't want to see this cross right here stay below. If it does, You will see a drop in the SPY right now. You will see that drop. Gonna take one more here. Watching a little bit of a break in the market. Let's see this here. A little bit of a break, some weakness in the market. You are watching no bid in the market right now. You can see support breaking down in the market, 375.63 to 374. We'll bring this up right here. You are seeing a break in the market currently. You probably end up seeing, look for a tag below to 374. You can also see 375.50 right in here. So you should see this break as well. You see this break through here, 375.50. And a price target down below of 374 and now 373.50. You could also end up seeing, if you guys are watching, this is the 372 I was talking about earlier. And we'll take a look right here. Some support or some supply or some demand coming in 374.34, which is still way down here. So we'll see. We're going to look for some weakness in the market now. We're gonna take this demand. And we're going to put it right down here. And you look for a move lower down to 374.50. A little bit of a break taking place right now. VIX starting to roll over and start to consolidate. Demand much lower right now. More buyers than sellers right now. A lot of pressure building on the sell side. You can see it if you look closely here. On the right-hand side, you can see the sellers trying to sell this market down. You can see here 374.52, which corresponds right about here. So we're going to look for lower lows here and see if we can find some support. So you can raise this up a little bit here so you can see it better. Don't want to see a rejection here. If you see this rejection here on the right-hand side, you want to see this stay. Well, let me see if we can stay out of this here for a second. Move that up a little bit. Whoop. Right there. Hold on here.
So, according to an exclusive here, chances of reviving the Iran nuclear deal are worse after the Doha talks than they were before. Iran made vague demands and asked for things unrelated to the nuclear deal and reopened settled issues, according to a US official. Says they could describe the Doha talks as treading water at best and moving backwards at worst. Prospects to revive the Iran 2015 nuclear deal were getting worse by the day. A negotiation that needs to happen is within Iran over whether it wants to revive the nuclear deal. So again, this is according to a senior US official there.
This stream is sponsored by To The Tick. Get free daily pivot points, Fibonacci, and market profile levels by signing up at tothetick.com.
I'm going to bring this back over here. 375.01. Right there. Right back to support, 375. I want you to see on the right-hand side of the screen, you got 374.89, 374.04, and then the low 372. We talked about this earlier. You would see 372.83. Now, into this close, let's go back and look at SPY into this close. Let's take a look at this close here. So this close yesterday We traded into the close, traded down, and found support. You can see this support we found down below. This is the green box that's over on your. We moved this green box down for buyers down below. This is the previous low here at 372.56. We're going to look back real quick, and we're going to look at this previous low. The next previous low, we're going to move this down now to this next one. This is we're going to go back now to 376.75, and we're going to see where that is. Hold on here, 5-day. $365.67, and you can see that we're being led down into tomorrow. This is the next previous low, way back over there, right down in here. This is the buy box. If we trade down into here, you have to realize this, that we could still come down into here, into the close, and then into Friday we get another push up into the close. Just be conscious of this as we trade down. We're still getting some weakness and some rejection. I don't know if I'd buy this down here. This supply that's saying that it's here, if we break this down, I might want to, or not might want to, I would end up waiting for either the close down in here or even the open tomorrow to grab this down below and tag this previous low. So if you are a bull right now, this is bearish, even though everything is saying that we're in a bullish context right now. So we are switching to the bear side. Never like seeing that into the close, ever. Also, free floating right now, not seeing too much. Market's losing its complete bid. You can see it right here, that there's no bid in the market right now. You got buyers stepping in currently, but even with those buyers stepping in, there's not much into the market right now. It's just kind of quiet. So we're going to see what happens into this close. This is that downward trend just below. I'm kind of sweating right now. I always hate these closes that are like, yeah, down here. So we'll see what happens into this bell. I'm sweating bullets here. End of quarter. No fireworks. No 4th of July for you if you're a bull. No 4th of July for you if you always look good on things. Yeah, I triggered my 0-day calls triggered long time ago. Long time ago. I'm in nothing right now. He's got to be wearing a golden tuxedo, right? Yeah, my 0-day call, or not 0 dates. I didn't have 0 dates. I had 1 day. Or no, I have it. No, wait a minute. Let me take a look. Yeah, I had 50 380Cs, and they are gone. Let me look at my and they were on June 30th. I have to look at my activity. Hold on. I had June 30th, 50 June 30th 380Cs. They triggered at 22 cents. I bought them at 32 cents. Lost a third on that trade. I had that trade up in here, right up in here. And as we broke through right here, they ended up selling. So this is not bullish if you want to know. Even this zone down here is now gone. You can see that the buyers have disappeared. You got a little bit over here, but it's still not. You know what it is? It's like a black death. Let's look back in time. I want you to see this. You can see this down here. I want you to see this on a larger time frame. There's really nothing down here, right down to 372.91. And you can see this 372.91 is like right here. So we could go up here, but at the same time, the real buyers are way down here. Like real money buyers, 372.91, they're right here. So they're way down here. If you look closely here on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see 374.89, 374.89, starting to step in. See if we can 374. Yeah, somewhere they're down here for sure. I know they're down here. They're not up here. You saw this one break here. This was an important break. This break right here is very important. This next one is call sellers, of course, trying to get out of their calls. And more than likely down here at 370, 372.94, something like this. But even buying this, I'm not sure that I'd be willing to. Maybe I'd buy this at 415, but even then, it's easier to just buy the open tomorrow. So I might just buy the.
So I'm just seeing here the U.S. promises bigger fines and stepped up enforcement of sensitive technology restrictions. According
if you're
to
a
the
bear
Wall
watching
Street
right
Journal.
now, this is your bear trade. Let's have a look even closer. Right down here, 374.31. First tag should be right here. Let's snap this line down here for you. 374. Hold on. 374. Right here. And you can see this firm break. Move this away. You can see this nice firm break down below. And you can start to see where these levels are. 374.50, 372.50. That's called real money too, if you don't know this.
So looking further into this article, it does say as Russia and China have worked their way up the list of U.S. national security concerns, successive administrations have placed greater weight on regulations designed to keep sensitive U.S. technology out of the hands of the geopolitical rivals. Now the agency in charge of enforcing those rules is trying to give them sharper teeth, including by imposing bigger fines on companies that mishandle restricted technology.
I turn that guy off. It fucking sucks when you dude, like end of quarter. Ugh. Angry. I won't even buy puts just out of spite right now. Just out of spite, I'm like, fuck you taking a short here. No way I'm taking a short. Broke right below this. We sold. Let's go back and review this. So we topped out on here, took this trade right here. We entered, I think I entered once and made a little bit of money, got stopped out, made a little bit of money, got stopped out. Bought this down below down here, and sure enough, as soon as we broke below, it wasn't doing it. Anything below VWAP down here is turning negative. If you end up trading higher here to VWAP, it'll more than likely get sold. So if my assumption is that we're going to trade down into the close, it's 3:17 p.m. It's possible we could trade up into the end of the day. You still have 40 minutes left to make a trade higher. But in all honesty, I have no interest in buying this here. I don't want to buy 375. I want to buy 372, 374, somewhere down there for where we are right now. And to be more frank, if you're looking at just in a larger time frame, right? We're going to look at a larger time frame. Where would you rather buy? If you're watching how this is going here, right? We trade down, bounce up, trade down, sideways and down. I got wrecked on this one, I think. I made tons of money in here. Got wrecked down this one, made great money in here. But look at where would you want to buy this? So if we break this right here, right? If we broke this, or the support was right here. Hold on a second, let me make this a little bit better. We had a little green box down here, right? If we break this box for this leg higher, and we break below here now, right? Where do you want to buy it? You want to buy it down here. You want to buy that. You don't want to be buying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save this dip buy for a rip higher. You almost have a confirmation that you're gonna go down here, if not even lower, to touch this 367 into tomorrow. So if you're a bull, you have to reposition yourself now. Once you break through this support right here, right? It's all about repositioning. It's not about trying to save someone's life or anything like that, any of that kind of stuff. When you have this buy zone that gets broken, you look towards your next buy zone, right? Your next buy zone comes down here, right? So now you wait patiently until you get your buy zone into tomorrow. If you don't find it into the close here, then you're going to wait for it into tomorrow to take that next trade higher. But it does suck. End of fucking day. Never like seeing that. I'm a bull. I don't want to see support here break. And so you're seeing that support break into the close. Seeing that in the close makes you want to reposition. Now, can this trade higher into, let's say, let me get this back here. 381. See these buyers down below here. I want you to see this. See this VWAP. Try to reclaim VWAP, right? See where VWAP is right here on the left-hand side. Do you want to take this trade to reclaim VWAP? I don't. I'd prefer always to take this trade down here, right, than this trade up here. I'd rather not take this trade. I'd rather buy it lower. In most bulls, day traders are going to say, nah, I don't need to take this trade. I don't care if it trades up here. I'm going to wait for it to come back down. And so that's what I'm going to do. You can buy that. I'm not buying that. So I'm going to wait here. I'd really like to see this down here. 372.57 would be gangster to buy. 352 right down here, or even 370 down here would be a beautiful thing to buy. Although I always like the end of the day show. I always like the pump, the end of the day pump, and the quarter pump. J Powell said no 4th of July rally this year. Yeah, we should. Actually, let's talk about that. That's a good actual conversation. So let's talk about into this close. Let's talk about something. You ended up getting and watch this VWAP above here. We'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of. Well, we could. This actually becomes resistance now. This now actually becomes resistance here, and this is gone. That means nothing. The only thing that means anything right now, you've gone from support to resistance. And so you're going to be looking for resistance here into the bell. You're going to be looking for VWAP to resistance into the bell. And we've got a top over here of 378.60. So we're going to lower this down as well. 378.60, I think. Is that it? Yeah, it's even lower. Hold on. That's now resistance right here. So let's talk about quarters. I want you to do some homework over the weekend. I want you to over the weekend, if you have some time, I want you to search NASDAQ or CME. I want you to look and see when you've had 2 negative quarters, on average, how long does it take for the stock market to recover? So if you have 2 bad quarters, what does your third quarter look like? I want you to look at what it looks like after 3, 4, and 5 quarters, because it does begin to predict an average of how long it takes for the stock market to recover. So when you look at 1 bad quarter, not so bad. When you start to calculate 1 bad quarter, 1 good quarter, 1 bad quarter, not so bad. It's kind of like a sideways market. When you start to have multiple quarters, one after another, that are bad, the recovery time from those 2 bad quarters is substantial. That could mean that we have a green quarter, a green Q3 overall. We looked at the put structure in the market, and we can look at it right here, right? You can see that negative July. You can see into July and August, not so bad. And then, not so bad until we get to 916 down here, right? So you could see weakness. Watch my eraser. Weakness here, up. Weakness here, up. Right into September. So if you watch my cursor, right, down, up, right into September, and you end up having a green quarter. So you have Q1 bad, Q2 bad, Q3 is good towards end of quarter, towards September. Let's call it late August, late September, early September. You close Q3 slightly green, and then you end up having a really bad December. So just take that into context. Or if we bounce off the weekly moving average in the 50, if we end up trading below the 50 moving average, the 200 weekly moving average, do we actually accelerate the losses if we end up just getting a bloodbath Q3 rather than Q4 being down? So calculate. I want you to look at your quarter closes historically, and then I want you to think about that when we look at a meeting with the 200 week moving average, right? The weekly moving average. If you parse those two together, what you're going to wind up being able to look at and say, okay, so we have had 2 bad quarters. We know that the recovery is going to take longer than expected. It's probably going to take 4 to 6 quarters for a recovery in the stock market, which we're going to finalize today. So you're going to get 4 to 6 quarters of recovery time minimum from the beginning, from January 1. So you'll wind up, your recovery time is now December into June of 2023. No matter how it plays out. Second thing is you're going to look for 2 other movements. You're either going to look, when we meet up finally with the weekly moving average, if we bounce off of it, you should expect the end of Q3 to be green, even if it's only slightly. And then even if the banks are telling you we're going to close the year at all-time highs, believe it or not, you're probably going to get a bad Q4. Now, if we trade below the 200 weekly moving average, you're going to wind up seeing Q3 be a fucking bloodbath, an absolute, utter bloodbath. You'll see the market break at some point. You will see the Fed put come in, and you would actually see a recovery in Q4. That would be the fast answer as to what happens. But those two. What are 2 of those key indicators are very important to how that plays out. The brutal part of that is that either way, you will see with 2 bad quarters. If you look at the historical figures, you will see that that bloodbath that either takes place in Q3 or the nasty Q4 does lead to 5-6 quarters until we get a recovery, which is brutal. Like, you don't want to see that, right? You don't want to see it take 5-6 quarters. That puts us into mid-2023, maybe even late 2023. And I would expect after today that you will see this in the news. You'll see this talked about finally in the news, the implications of putting 2 bad quarters together. If not, I haven't checked the news today. So I'm assuming that at some point that will come out. So nice bounce here down below. We'll see if we get a rejection above at 377.49, 378 into this close. Still a muted close. Looks like they're going to park it into the close right now. Not seeing much resistance above. Let's take a look here. Still that resistance here at 378.65. That puts us right here, right inside of this yellow zone right here. And then above you've got 379.88. So we'll lower this. 379.88 is right here. And we'll see what happens at the close. 3:29 in the afternoon, 30-minute, 1 minute left until end of quarter. Congratulations to the Bears for Q2 being red. Congratulations to the Bears for Q1 and Q2 total being red. Let me know in the chat if you think Q3 will end green, or if you think Q3 will end, not the start of it, or excuse me, not do we get a bloodbath. I want to know, do you think Q3 ends green from here? So we're going to end up closing this quarter at 375, 380. Do we close above this in Q3, or do we close below it in Q3? Yeah, it's a fucking parking lot. Yeah, tell me. I want to know, but I want to know about the quarter. Early this morning, we talked about there should be a bloodbath in July. Early July. Now, ER says otherwise. We should trade sideways and then down into late July. So if you're going to buy puts for the bloodbath in July, I would date them for August, not for like July 15th. I'd be like August 15th and then cash them out either mid-July or early July or late July, depending on whenever it happens. And then let me know in the chat if you think that we'll close Q3. Like when we're sitting here on September 3rd, is it 30 days in September? Yeah, June, July, I mean, yeah. Excuse me, July, August, September 8th. So September 30th, I think. We're sitting here just like today. Will we close below 375, at 375, 380, or will we close above or below? I'd like to know because I think we close above. I think we close Q3. I think we bloodbath this down. I think my viewpoint is that we bounce off the weekly moving average. Or trade just below it, then reclaim it, and then we close actually 380 maybe slightly green. That's what I think. If I'm like just spitballing, that's what I think happens. Trading higher now. We'll see if this resistance sticks or not. I'm not in any trades right now. Any day trades right now. I'm still holding calls into July right now. I'm in 0-day trades. I'm not trading this at all. I have no interest in this. Reclaiming of VWAP, which is bullish. If we do a sneaky Pete into the close, I'd be interested. I'm not seeing anything over there either. See if we can see anything else in here. Support down here at 375. But let me know in the chat. I want to know if you think we'll close green. Q3, slight green. Be happy with a 380 close. All depends on ER. I don't have insider access. I don't know. But if I throw a few bucks, I would be say slight green Q3. I would say below 375 at end of Q3. Q3 closing target on SPY, 338, 350. So, all right, let's, Edison is saying closing target on SPY in Q3 is 338, 350, staring right at us. Hopefully we don't crack that pre-COVID high at 339, leave that for Q4. So I want to ask Edison the question. If you close three Q3 red, right? Historically, yeah, I'm not a bear in this close or a bull. I'm not trading it. So my question is, if you close Q3 red, that would imply to me that there's a bloodbath. And so if you get that bloodbath, wow, that's a sideways. I guess Edison's saying a sideways trade then for Q3 and then a bloodbath in Q4. I haven't thought about that one. I haven't thought about that one at all. Low of quarter 340, probably red around 350. Yeah, Miro's in the house, wants to rip it into the close, right? Blast off into the close. See if we can break through these sellers here. Tesla price is 4 times leverage on Fed's balance sheet with 90% correlation. I looked at the math. Q3 will bring end to rate hikes. End of bloodbath. Mid-July, we bottom at 34.50. 4K retest by September. Yeah, it's all good. When I see like the Q3 bloodbath or Q3 red and Q4 bloodbath, I guess that could be interchangeable. I like that idea too. I think that the faster that we bloodbath it, the faster we start going up again. Maro's saying close in green. You talking about JPM? Yeah, we talked about that this morning, Marcus. Talked about the collar this morning. Went all about the collar this morning. Talked all about it all morning long. Ooh. Hold on a second here. got another bid that came into the market. Give me just a second. I might buy one of these. I think tomorrow just trade sideways, Abraham saying. Q3 right after NATO signs new members. Oh, that's a good one, Richard. I haven't thought about that. That's fair. I'm saying another 30 points down to end. That's a key point, too, here is end Q3. I think tomorrow just trade sideways. Let's look at the implied move, or let's look at the, not implied move, but let's look at the options market. So we already looked at this earlier. So this would, well, we'll do a red pen. That'll make the bears happy. Customize. Make it a thick point. Chisel chest tip. Do a round tip. Okay, so you can see that we traded down into this, right? So you can expect some kind of a move up here, right? And then a move down, right? Into, this is not the best line. Something more like this here, right? And then you're going to see some kind of a move up, right? And then a move down, way down, and then move up. So this trend will continue. I'm doing this horribly right now. Does that make sense? And so if we're closing here today, you'd see some kind of a continued trend and then a break higher. So let's look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at a. This is just the options trades. So let's look at it on a 3-month chart. Let me see if I can extend this a little bit. Give me a second here. Let's see, 7:30. Give me a second. I'm trying to line all this up before we start doing some math. Or just some how the market goes up and down. Breaking above right now. Breaking through 372.60. See if we can get through there. Let's see if we can look higher here into the close. 381 back on the table above here. R1 resistance 1 above 381. Looking to see if we can take that higher. Let's look just crayon drawings. So this is that 380 area right here, right? Right in here. Or hold on, let me clear that out. This is that 380 area that we're in right here. So the implication would be that, or the implication from the options market is that we have a slight move up, right? As big tech is done doing their thing and big heavyweighters, then we're going to trade down, right? Up, down, and then this swing higher into end of quarter. Now, there is some talk that Spock M is saying that we're going to actually close the month and head straight down. And something more like this. And then you'd see that blast off down below. This is implying that you would get like a Fed meeting. Sorry, you get a Fed meeting here somewhere. Fed meeting. This drawing sucks. Fed meeting, and then or not a Fed meeting, sorry. Anyway, I'm fucking this up. I got to do a better chart for this. But anyways, that you would at some point get that Fed pivot down below. That's that 320 mark that I think Edison was talking about into Q3. I think he was saying 340 at most. But this is what they're talking about. Some kind of nastiness like this, and a giant rip higher. This actually could be drawn like this too, where you see like that move down, something more like this, or we trade sideways. And then you get that green close right here. So that's the question, right? Do you get that green close or do you not get that green close? Even with that green close, if you had the serious bloodbath into Q4, if you had the green close in Q3, it leads to a longer bear market. That's the real one problem, is if you don't get a massive capitulate, if you get orderly selling, quote unquote, from now into for Q3, if you get orderly selling, then it would be an extended bear market, i.e. an actual recession, where you'd have like a slightly green Q3, and then you would actually extend the market going down over into 2023. You'd just see long, slow bleed out, and you would have a couple years of nastiness. If you had a price break of 350, traded down to 320, and actually started to have a market collapse type a situation, or break of that 320, then you would then start seeing that 260 area, that 280 area before end of year. I think Edison was kind of leading towards that in a way. I don't think 320 is that scenario. I think it's lower. I think it's actually lower than 320. You'd see an actual break of the market. You'd see a bank fail or something like that. And you'd actually see a recovery faster, like a 9-month type bear market, 1 year type bear market. But if you do see a recovery in Q3 and then further decline in Q4, that's the tough one. If you see the bounce off the weekly moving average in Q3, 350-ish, maybe we break below 340, bounce above, trade higher into the end of Q3. Then you come into the election season and the volatility of election season, the weakness at the end of September into October, November. Then you'd see that nasty Q4, just like brutal Q4. Q4 sells down into January, February, March, and that's when you would see an actual bottom. And then that recovery would probably take anywhere from 3 months to a year. That puts you into 2024, which is fucking brutal. You're talking about 2 full years of bear market plus recovery, like restarting, checking, and then actually making a move higher, which is kind of wild. $280 is bottom by next FOMC. I'm reading what you guys are saying right now. Yeah, I'm not anti this is an everything bubble, and I'm not anti on. I'm open to both scenarios. I'm open to the fast scenario. My preference as a bull is that we get the fast scenario, that we slam it down and we're done in 9 months. That's my preference. Is that it's fast and done. Any bull that I know that has money, like lots of money, prefers that it's a fast, quick death. Most of my friends that buy stock, they're on the sidelines just waiting. So they want it to be fast. If it's long and drawn out, it's even nastier. You guys can go right back in history and look at. You can look at both examples. You can look at the long drawn out example and the short example. And the long and drawn out example, I mean, they suck. They really suck. They're not fun in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, I would posit that if it was the long road, if it was like the long road, like it takes until mid 2024 to late 2024, and then plus the recovery on top of that, you'd probably see a lot of retail leave the market. Just in general, I would think even bears and bulls, unless you're a day trader or in the market, I think that you'd see. I don't even know if it's demand destruction. You'd see demand destruction of retail, certainly, just because they don't feel like it or they care for it. If it was a fast one, I think you'd see you'd see a rip that's never been. If you see a blowout and you saw it in 2020, if you saw like a fast dump, and that could be tied to if we're not going to go in a recession where they just dump it hard and fast, as deep as they can get it, make everybody fearful. Nobody buys that bottom. Banks do buy that bottom, and then tell you to come back in and buy it. So I think both are still on the table. It's hard to say that. It's hard to say that either one is confirmed at this point. Botchan saying we're going to exit technical bear market before midterms and have another bear market next year. Yeah, that's the long one. I don't mind the destruction. I'm old enough. I liked 2000. I liked 2007, 2008. Those were actually good resets. They're not a negative in any way, shape, or form. I don't view them as negative. I didn't want to buy the market in 2021 at all. Oh, so you've got so Marcus, you've got the collar. Yeah, 405C, and that makes sense. 3550 or 3580 makes sense as well. Oh no shit, 3020. Woof. No, it doesn't change it at all. That is my projection. If you go back even in my any of my previous videos, that's my projection right there. That shows you the slightly green, and it shows you the low end at 3200, without a doubt. That actually fits my view of Q3. Yeah, Edison Carter saying, meeting another generation of retail traders cleaned out all the 2000s, 2008s. You know the drill. Yeah, that's the other side of it. Most people don't talk about that stuff. And the stuff that I was just talking about, that Edison just commented on what I was talking about was, if you have, so you got these long-term bulls, and they want the fast dump. They want the dump. They want the 9-month. They want the 9-month. They want the 9-month quick, fast, clean. It's done and it's over. They can jump back in. Big rip, roaring rally. Market goes to all-time new highs. If you go back to like the a la 2000, a la 2008 markets that took time, you will see like that generation of retail investor, they disappear. They go away. I don't know how long some of you have been trading. If you look back to like the Yahoo days, if any of you remember the Yahoo days, it was really bizarre. They had I'll try to pull up some archives. There are some archives of the old Yahoo days. Like the old Yahoo days, there were everything that you see on Twitter now. Let's use Twitter as an example, where something's behind a paywall, and you'll get like monthly newsletters, and you'll get people that post like spreadsheets and all this other information. There used to be chat rooms on Yahoo. I'm totally dating myself now. There used to be chat rooms and stuff on Yahoo way back in the day, and archives of stats and all this other nonsense, not nonsense, but just stats and where we go and everything you see like pretty on Twitter was like really rough looking. It looked like an Excel and a Microsoft Word documents with huge discussions around this stuff. 08, 07, I can talk about that stuff at least. You would see you saw that stuff, and then it was crazy because these are all active boards, all active communities, and then you just saw it like they just died. GeoCities. You just saw, and then it was really weird. There was no real place. You saw like bots come in, and it was really fucking weird. And then I remember it was like I remember when StockTwits came online, and and of course Twitter started. Well, Wall Street Bets started to reign. Twitter was starting to reign, and then StockTwits came into being. And I remember thinking about at that time. I was thinking, I was like, it's all the same shit. It's just glossier, I guess, or nicer, or cleaner, more succinct. I don't know exactly how to describe that experience. I wasn't a part of 2000. I wasn't involved at all in the 2000, 2001. I was in the military then and in college and stuff. But in 2007, 2008, I was just starting to get involved in investing and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I was an original buyer of Bitcoin when it was worthless. I'd be rich right now if I'd ever held that stuff. Filthy fucking rich. Well, not right now. I think the first rip of Bitcoin went to 7,000, right? If I remember. But I was pre that. I was back when it was like pennies and dollars and quarters. I was using it to buy drugs to go to Burning Man. Oh yeah, back in the day, sure, you get good drugs, good drugs. It was required. Not like cocaine and that kind of stuff. None of those bad drugs. So back in the day, some of you guys know this, some of you guys might not know this. So I probably shouldn't be commenting on this stuff, but back in the day, you have an impression that only certain people do drugs and stuff. I can assure you that I was at the Occupy Wall Street Burning Man. I can assure you that very wealthy people, smart tech people, were using Bitcoin back in the day to buy very expensive drugs. And they were using Bitcoin. Silk Road. I used Silk Road. Deep Playa, baby. Yeah, you wouldn't believe some of the stories I have about Bitcoin. You would not believe me. Would not. As a matter of fact, any of you that have shouldn't say this. I had a friend in Park City. He was an engineer. He was mining Bitcoin in 2004, 2003, 2001. No, 2004. 2003, 2004. He was stealing the server time at PCTV. Probably shouldn't say that because probably go to prison for that even today. When Bitcoin was worth fucking nothing and nobody was mining Bitcoin back then. It was very rare, but people were doing it. Look at that selling off into the close. Look at that driving this into nothing in the close. So anyways, my only point behind that is that as we go through these cycles, what do you expect? You want to start thinking about this stuff when we get into quarter ends, quarter closes. You want to look back on the previous quarter. You want to look back in previous years and have a viewpoint as to what you think is going to happen in the upcoming quarter. Have that viewpoint as you go through the weekend. If you're going to go on a vacation or whatever, you go to your vacation. But if you want to, this is always a good place, right? If you work a job, if you own a business, if you trade the stock market, it's a very good place at a quarter end. Just take a look at the next quarter and try to look at all of the possibilities and have a trading plan for the next quarter. Start to say, well, what's my long-term view for the next 3 months? What's the low that I can expect? It's pretty simple to find a low for the quarter. Not simple, but an implied range for the quarter. They publish an implied range for the quarter, but it's all bullshit. But you're going to be looking for. I want you to be looking for. So first off, I think Marcus said that we have. Let's actually bring something else up. I think Marcus said 400 and 300, right? As an implied range. That makes sense to me. That sounds reasonable to me. Sounds like what we're going to do. We are selling off from the close. So I'm going to I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to show you ES. I've got an ES. I'm going to go to SPX. So let's just take a look at, as a matter of fact, this is the same chart that I showed earlier. Same lines. 10% down move, right? Well, that's 12% right there. We'll just throw that in the trash. So we were talking about this morning. If you're just joining us, I was talking about this being my target, my low target down here, right? So let's just move this up. Let's just do the JPM collar. We got 400 above, right? That's close enough. We don't have to get that fucking close. Close enough. We've got 3,000 down below. So this is what we're looking for, right? For Q3. So you have to ask yourself, can I handle a move down to 300? I don't think we get that low. I think we get to 3,200. We could dip below there for a minute, but that's fine. That's hand grenades and horseshoes looking at a quarter, right? We're going to look at September down here, right? September 30th. This is our implied move. It's a pretty big implied move, right? You can start to make your own deviations. Like instead of just saying what is a standard deviation, you can actually start to look over the weekend, spend some time, and say, what do I think we're going to trade, right? Me personally, I think we trade 320, right? Unless we've got headline news or we break something, all kinds of shit we can all bring up. 4,000, we could probably trade up here to 420. That's possibility. We trade up here, right? Out of range, below range, to me at least. I could see that. I could see an attempt to crack this at some point. So if you're long this market, do you take at some point in the next 3 months is the big question. Do you think where we are right now, can we trade down here to 3,200? Yeah, there's a high likelihood of it. When would you want to buy those puts? Probably up around 4,000, probably around 420 that we can trade down here, right? Does that make sense? So if we start even hitting down here, take some longs here. So start to think about this over the weekend, where the implied move is for the next quarter. JPM saying it's down here. I think JPM or someone said they expect the market to go up. I do want you to know that the JPM collar does not imply that we trade down here. We have seen in the past years, we've seen the JPM collar be a losing trade just to hedge the market. We could move up here, and the JPM collar means nothing, believe it or not. But just using the JPM collar as where do we think we're trading, this is the implied move. I mean, this is your implied move for the next 3 months. Start to think about that. Think about this for placing your trades. You could eat for how high we are right now in this implied move. You could probably put a put spread on or a putback spread on that expires sometime in September. That will trade down to 3,000. Not a bad trade. If you bought a putback or a ratio spread in here and we ended up trading higher, anything above 4,000 or 4,200 more than likely would not only be break even but still print you a slightly green putback spread and print huge dollars at some point down here. So think about that for Q3. Notice that we didn't see a bunch of hedging come in here and a bunch of long calls up here. Let me clear all this out. I want you to notice that today, this week, and even into OPEX, we didn't see any kind of huge long calls up here. We didn't see our hedging more in the money, right? So i.e. implying that we're getting a move that's in this zone here, right? It's actually down below. So take that in consideration the next 3 months. That big banks are implying a move lower, controlled destruction lower into Q3. Close that out. Look at that, just pinning it right on the fucking bell. Got 1 minute left. Please join me tomorrow. We'll be live streaming tomorrow, one last day. Let me know if you're long or short in the close. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna enter any calls into the bell. I do want you to know that for the first, that there are 181,000. A bunch of people are buying the close right now for 380C. They're $1.40. A little rich for my blood for tomorrow, so that does mean that the dealers are pricing in that we do trade higher into tomorrow. It's a pretty expensive call for tomorrow. 380C for three strikes away. I think that's a little pricey. So I'm going to wait until open tomorrow to buy some calls if I can. Hopefully don't limit up until tomorrow. We might. I don't know what to say on that aspect. Now they're trading down to $1.20. I'm gonna look for the bell tomorrow. I'm gonna get on a smaller thing before you guys get away from me here. Before you hang up with me. Please like and subscribe to these videos. What I'm gonna be waiting for tomorrow is I really want to see if we can get this lower open tomorrow, right down in here, 367. If we can't, if we come right off the open, I'll buy the open hopefully and be out of a trade by 10:30 in the morning. All right. With all that said, hope you all have a wonderful. Let me close this out. Hold on here. Uh-oh. I think I closed everything here. Let me make this larger here. Ask me some questions before I stop the live stream for today. Why is it called JPM collar? No, it's COLLAR. So a collar trade is a hedge in the market. And it's an old school hedge. There are better ways to hedge the market, but it works for them. They're long and short. They pay for the okay. I'll do a post for this. They pay for one side of the trade with the other. You're long for this close. Yeah, I'm flat. I've got calls still out there, but they're not from day trading. MU earnings important today. Really enjoyed the stream. Yeah, good to see all you guys here. Good to have you guys all here. Please like and subscribe. Please donate if you can. What's my favorite beer? That's a tough one. My go-to is PBR. My second favorite beer would be, believe it or not, oh man, I got a bunch of great beers that I love, like Lawn Mowing Bear, PBR. But I drink all Fat Tire, of course. Like if I was like traveling, Fat Tire. Mostly I like West Coast beers, Western beers. But you know who's got some kick-ass kick-ass beers is down south, believe it or not. Okay, so just let's look at. Yeah, cheers to all you guys out there. I appreciate all you guys showing up to the stream. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll do a post on what a collar means, what it is. Not the JPM collar specifically, but basically what you're doing is, how do I do this real quick? This is a pretty rock gut thing to do. So basically, we can do this real quick. It's pretty simple. Ready? Hold on here. Wait a minute. I don't know why this isn't working. Let's go to. Hold on a second here. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. I'm getting some slowdown over here. Hold on here. Okay, hold on one second here. I got something for you. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I mean by a pay for a trade to buy a trade. Okay, so a collar trade is basically like this. So let me give you like the dumb man's, the caveman explanation, right? So if we start right here, right? Let's say we start right here. And I want to put a collar on. So I can long the market right here, right? And short the market, believe it or not. So the long side of that trade, right, will pay for me for the short side of this trade over here. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. So what I'll do is how I start that trade is I'll sell some puts down here, right? So this is how I sell puts here, right? Where we start, right? I'm going to sell some puts, right? We're going to move the market up, and then I'm going to sell calls above here, right? And use the money to fund the trade lower into puts down below, if that makes any sense. Just say goodbye. You guys all have a great day. I'm going to check in with you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Just look up the JPM. Don't look up the JPM collar. Just look up the collar trade, and it's going to explain it better to you. So one side of the trade pays for the other side of the trade. It's wag the dog. It's when right now it's wag the dog, where we'll trade up and down in a certain move while holding both sides of that trade, and both sides and printing both sides of that trade. I didn't do that right because I should have shown like a trade higher and lower of the starting point, not just up.